Cast.
What's up,
Whoa.
everybody?
Didn't want that. What's up? Indeed. Okay, I wanted to see the live one. Let's start in a second. Let's start in a second. We will start in a second. Why is this showing that? Okay, let's start. And I gotta put zoom. I gotta put zoom on. Okay, we can start. So last time we were trying to talk about naming organic. Hi, a lot of people joined in. Hello, Hea. Hello, Rida. Okay, well, just two more joined in. So last time around we were talking about naming organic compounds. Naming compounds. Okay. So if we have a name, let's say propane or propane. Okay. We said, or I said, that this part is telling you the number of carbons and this over here is telling you the family of organic compound that it's an alkane or the functional group. Okay, with me so far? You guys know this? So let's try putting that to work. Let's try drawing out a few organic compounds. Let's say if we have, I love octane. It just sounds so cool to me. And let's try drawing possibly butane. Let's go with hexane. Let's try this. Assalamu alaikum Saad. How are you? Assalamu alaikum Rida. Okay. You know, Sir Bilal makes fun of me. He says I'm too calm and too mellow when I'm taking classes. He says I look like a vampire or something like that, like a dead vampire. It's like sleepy and, you know, kind of like that. What do you guys think? Is he right? Is he maybe not a vampire? I guess someone not. Hi Abdullah. You're fine, Saad? How's your prep for mocks going? Okay, I give you a lead start. I'm gonna start drawing octane. Octane tells me that it has, the word oct is telling me it has 8 carbons, and ane tells me it's just a straight chained happy molecule. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I can never do it in a straight line. One day I will. Like it's not completely horizontal. The challenge, the struggle is real. I feel I put an extra carbon over here. If I count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm fine. Okay, that is octane, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you got it right are going to be chemists in the future. Okay, you started but not sure? Okay, like you're starting out. Hello Zainab. Hexane, let's do that as well. I wish to cheat and just copy hexane from octane. Let's see if I'm allowed to do that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be hexane. Can I also do this? Can I ask you guys, the voice is low? No, okay, that's an older thing. Can I ask you guys the molecular formula for these? Now recall these are display formulas, right? Can I ask you the molecular formula of octane and hexane? Someone's telling me. Take it. So the first one, octane, is, let me write it on top of it, or on top is C8H18, and this is C6H14. Isn't that the case? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, easy. Let's move on. Let's try the reverse. Let's try naming a few. What do I have over here? Let's get some funky colors out. What is this going to be? What's the name of this? Is it pentane? I think you're right. Looks like pentane to me. Okay. Is this a, what do you guys think? Is this an incorrect picture? Well, technically it's correct. Let's draw more. Someone's saying it's a branch structure. Is it a branched structure? Is this a branch structure? It's not a branch structure. What about the second one? What's it called? Which of these two do you guys think is a branch structure? Electrolysis will do soon, right after organic, I feel. Osman on YouTube. We will be. Okay. I like mugs. You say it's branched, but yeah. So the second one is hexane. And they're both straight chained alkanes. They're both straight chained. Why do I say that? These are not branched. Why do I say that? We had this talk last time. The idea is the molecules in real life look very weird. What they end up looking like is something like this. If I end up drawing pentane, let me actually attempt to draw it. It'll be a really bad molecule. This is something like what it would actually look like, with tiny hydrogen sticking out of it. You know, something like that. Yeah. And I think there'll be 3 at the end. Horrible drawing. I'm ashamed I even draw it. This is what it actually looks like in real life, right? But the idea is that, are the carbons in a straight line, right? Think of like a real chain, like links of chain going in front, like, you know, a chain. If you pick this chain up, right now it's straight. You've kept it on a table or something and you've kept it straight. If you, you know, kind of shake it around and throw it on the floor, what is it going to look like? it's going to be all messed up, you know, kind of like that. Is that still a straight chain, or is it a branched chain all of a sudden? If it looks different, doesn't mean it's branched, right? Both of these are not branched. These are straight chains of carbons. Now, I've drawn it randomly just to try to confuse people, but we need to get familiar with this confusion because the exam will try its best to confuse us. Okay. Now, what's a good test to say if it's a straight chain or not? You take a pen and you start tracing it. You put it on one carbon and you start tracing it. Carbon in the corner, right? And if you connect all the carbons without doubling back or without raising your pen, it's a straight chain. So if I go here, here, these are all my carbons in one line. It's a straight chain. By straight, I don't mean completely horizontal, right? Over here, this is also a straight chain. An example of something that's not a straight chain, I'll give you this gentleman, a gentleman. I just called a molecule a gentleman. How does that make me feel, I wonder? Okay. Now over here, no matter what I do, I cannot connect all the carbons without either raising my pen or doubling back, right? So this is branched. Does that make sense? Yes. Right? The easiest way to figure out is the pencil example. If you pick up your pen, if you're doubling back, you know those riddles where you have to make a square or something, or like a house without, you know, picking up your pencil. And that's a good, you know, strategy. So we're trying to find, we just found a simpler way to identify it. Because when you look at it, look at this thing, it's just insane, right? When you look at it, it just looks weird. But now, when you do that little test, pencil test, oh, that's a straight chain, oh, this is a straight chain, also this is a straight chain. They're all straight chains. Gohan and Goku, is that Naruto? I've missed out on Naruto. I don't know Naruto. Sad, yeah. Gohan is the bald guy with the beard? Oh. I didn't watch Dragon Ball either. I'm surprised how these animes were like old when I was a kid, and now they're so popular when like I'm old. Oh well. Let's come back to chemistry. Okay, can we do a few more examples? These examples are silly. I'm looking at the book, these examples are silly. Okay. Let's not do an example, let's summarize. Let's summarize. Now make sure you know meth, eth, prop, bute. 1, 2, 3, 4, meth, eth, prop, bute, meth, eth, prop, bute, meth, eth, prop, bute. Okay. After that, they're shapes, so it's easier after that. So it's not too difficult. Hept might be confusing. Okay. And this is a summary. I should have actually brought in the other one. Okay. Now over here, they've given us molecular formulas for them. Are you guys noticing something strange about the molecular formulas? They're increasing, but there's a very strong trend to it. I don't watch football, Osman. I'm one of those boring people. I'm a huge movie and book guy. That's my entertainment. Animes, sure, I'll watch some of them. Sports, I'm not into. Hydrogen is increasing by 2. Okay, so there's a thing. Let's draw methane. Let's draw methane. Then let's draw ethane. And then draw propane. You know, between you and me, I think this pink looks really good on black, which is weird because it's a darker color than the rest, and I didn't think it would look nice. This pink looks great on white, this pink looks great on black. Is there anything it can do? ठीक है. Okay. Yeah, so you guys already know where this is going. My number of carbons and then my number of hydrogens. Can I crack this code? Can I crack it? If my carbon is 1 for methane, right? If my carbon is 1, there's 2 hydrogens on top of it, oh, like one on top, one at the bottom, and one on the side, right? For methane. So there are 4 hydrogens. 4 hydrogens. ठीक है. Then we have ethane or ethane, and there are 2 carbons, and look what I'm doing over here. Take a note. If I have 2 carbons, for sure I'll have exactly 2 on the bottom and 2 on top, right? Each carbon has 1 hydrogen at the bottom and 1 on top, or like 1 on one side, 1 on the other side. So what I'm doing is there are 2 hydrogens on the top and bottom, plus there are 2 hydrogens on either side, right? 2, which equals to 6. Does this make sense? I'm going towards a general formula. I think it'll be more obvious when I try it for propane. When I have propane, I have 3 carbons. So that means I have 3 carbons at the bottom and 3 carbons on top. So can I just multiply? I have 3 carbons. So I have 3 carbons, or 3 hydrogens, 1 on top and 1 on the bottom. So 2 times 3. And then 2 hydrogens, 1 in front, 1 in the back. So plus 2 again, and I get 8. And the chemical formula for these are CH4, C2H6, C3H8. Our timings for live classes are 6 to 7 every day. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays it's off. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. So aside from Wednesdays and Sundays, we take off. We have classes 6 to 7 every day. ठीक है. Now, where is this going? Let me make a longer hydrocarbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. Okay, 5 is fine. And this time around, I have 5 carbons. I have 5 carbons. That's obvious. How many hydrogens do I have? Again, I multiply the number 5 by 2. Why? Because if I have 5 carbons, I'll have 5 at the bottom of those carbons and 5 on top of it. So I just took the same 5 and multiplied it by 2. Okay. And then there's always the hydrogens at the end, which I want to count, and there will be always 2 hydrogens on the end, both combined, like 1 on each. Why did I write 2 over there? Okay. So plus 2, and this comes out to what is it, 12? So it's C5H12. So for any carbons, if I have X number of carbons, the number of hydrogen will always be 2x plus 2, right? Does that make sense? For X amount of carbons, or let's say N, X is used a little bit too much. So let's say N. If carbon is N, then the number of hydrogen is 2N plus 2. Why? Because isn't that what I'm doing over here? I took 5 and I multiplied it by 2 first and then added 2. Does this make sense? Spam yes, if so. Spam no, if it does not. Reza gets it, everyone gets it. Brilliant. You guys understand the number of carbons I have, the hydrogens will be twice that number plus 2, twice that number plus 2. Can I turn this into a general formula for alkanes? The general formula for an alkane is CnH2n plus 2. As soon as you put an N over there, it'll tell you how many hydrogens you have. Because if N is 5, you'll put 5 in there, you'll get, 2N times 5 plus 2, and that will equal 12. And that is the exact number of hydrogens you will have when you have 5 carbons. Does this make sense? Is it absolutely clear? Is this absolutely clear? Crystal clear? Type in crystal if it's absolutely clear. Crystal, okay. Crystal clear, okay. 2 people said crystal. I like how on YouTube no one says crystal. Say crystal, YouTube people. Crystal clear, head and shoulders, all clear, crystal clear. Okay. I am so funny, nice. Head and shoulders. Clinic all clear, okay. This class is brought to you by Clinic All Clear. I think I'll get sued now. Crystal, thank you. Thank you, Mugs. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Now, people have a hard time remembering this. If you ever forget, because there'll be other formulas for other things, if you forget this, if I have N number of carbons, my number of hydrogens will be twice that of N plus 2. Or in other words, 2N plus 2, right? Every time you think of an alkane, I don't get people who forget this equation. I was asking my students, sir, I forgot this equation. So I feel kind of hurt because I spend so much time, teaching them, and they forget it because what I taught them was not to remember this equation. I explained the equation to them, why it's 2N plus 2. So if you know what an alkane is, you know its general formula. Yes? Does that make sense? Every time you forget, we're not going to start A-level classes. A-level classes are already on YouTube, Josefa. Take care. I think Sir Bilal might do some questions. Okay, absolutely. Everyone, do you guys think if you ever forget this equation, you can reverse engineer it really quickly in your head? I have the number of carbons, there will be the same number of hydrogens on top and bottom, so that's twice the number plus 2 at the end, plus 2 at the end. Yes? If I have 9 likes, how many hydrogens will I have? You won't say valency of carbon. Okay. I'll have 20 likes, 90 likes. Okay. ठीक है. Okay. You won't say valency, but like, yeah, completing all the bonds for carbon. Valency is the electrons in a carbon atom. But 2n plus 2 subscribers, yes. That's the joke I was going. Someone disliked me. Oh, someone unliked me. Okay. Chalo. Okay, that's fine. You win stupid prizes if you say stupid jokes. I'm okay with that. Oh, it's back again. Okay. Chalo. Is that clear? So if I ask you pentane, what is the formula for pentane? Can you just in your head, not even calculating it on paper, just in your head do it? So that's C5. So twice of 5 is 10 plus 2, that's 12. Right? You guys get it? Which of these are alkanes? Which of these are alkanes? Now, some might end up drawing it, but there's an easier way. You just see if it's matching its general formula. Alkanes follow a general formula. Okay. Why is A an alkane? Because it fits the CnH2n. If C is 5, H will be, I don't want to, if C is 5, H will be 12, because 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2, that's 12. Is this an alkane? It's not an alkane because it doesn't fit the general formula. C4, this is just 2n, right? This is not an alkane. It should have been 10. If it was C4H10, it would fit the general formula and would be an alkane. But right now, it's not. So my alkanes are C5H12, C7H16, C2H6. And the others are not alkanes. Arisha, is B, C, and F are not? B and F are not alkanes. Okay, B and F are not alkanes. B, C, and F are not alkanes. Okay, ठीक है. Sure, it's an alkene, but we haven't gone to alkenes, so I won't talk about it. But those of you who are saying alkenes, you're on the right track. ठीक है. But I'll leave it there. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so we haven't done alkenes yet, so I don't want to confuse most people who are doing organic for the first time. They haven't looked at alkenes. But we can look at them right now. We can move on to alkenes and naming alkenes. ठीक है. What did I say an alkene had? What was so unique about an alkene? How was an alkene different from an alkane? Let's take a look. I'll remind everyone. Alkanes will be, you had alkanes, alkenes, alcohols, the 4, right? And carboxylic acids. You have your alkane, you have your alkene, ठीक है. You have your alcohol. My pen stops working every time I read at the bottom of the screen. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Do you know how many H's I've written in my life? Alkenes are unsaturated. Carbon to carbon double bond. Yes, an alkene has a carbon to carbon double bond, and we'll focus on alkenes. And maybe if we're good at it, we'll also maybe look at alcohols. Now alkenes, with alkenes, this is our first look with a functional group, right? Now the same rules apply. We'll do very, when will we do reactions of alkanes? You have your mock and he's scared. Okay, we'll do it soon. Monday or Tuesday. Hello, sir. Hello, Liba. Why? I'm so confused. I call Liba sir. I'm the sir. Okay. I have my first dislike. Big shiny dislike. Masam, was it you disliking my video? Okay. Now alkenes have a double bond. Okay, functional group. Now I'm sure someone's about to ask, will it only have one double bond? Can it have many? Yes, it can. Right? There could be something like this, you know, on and on. You could have double bonds over and over again. Yes. Okay. But our focus will be only to have one double bond. Okay? We'll only look at alkenes with one double bond. We might see them in a paper or anything, right? There's a troll on YouTube who keeps disliking and liking my video. I guess this topic is not hard, Razin, it's fun. Okay? Try being a little more open about it. I think how you end up writing it is very ugly. So if you don't take the early classes, you get confused. But once you know the basics, it's straightforward. It's for Zoomers. It doesn't change it, but I don't know. It's just, like we're trying to put free content online for people to, use, and this guy comes around and says like, no, your video is bad. And yeah, I think we're trying to do a great thing to provide this quality of education in a time like this. Not to kind of like, putting a medal around my own neck. It's not me doing it. It's mostly Sir Bilal doing it, right? Look at his channel. It's his channel. He asked me to do it because he was just doing so many things for, I don't want to say no money, but yeah, that, right? Like it's so hard. It's not easy. Not many people are doing it because it's just so hard. But if I talk about that, it's just, sir, if multiple double bonds, so won't the molecular formula change? Molecular formula will change, yes, then you're right. But our focus will be alkene with only one bond. Okay. Here is propene. Now, I want Arisha to tell me why it's called propene. Arisha, will you tell me why it's called propene and not? Noman, I would love to also do it in Urdu, but the issue is there are some people who are who don't know Urdu, who are also watching our videos, people from Saudi Arabia, our fellow Muslim countries, other countries, Egypt as well. Others as well, and they request us to do it in English. Otherwise, we were doing it in both languages. Okay. Yeah. So But also, I think the more we try our best to make it as easy as possible, so you get exposed more and more to academic English. So if you try to follow, I think your English will improve as well. That's how I ended up learning English. I had Sir Bilal as my teacher. I had other teachers who would speak and think in a very nice way. And my English was really bad in O levels, and that's how I ended up learning. ठीक है. I didn't draw all the hydrogens. I'm sorry, my bad. I got distracted by the dislike I got. Okay, ठीक है. ठीक है. But I'm waiting for Arisha to answer. Oh, it has a double bond, but I wanted Arisha to break down the name. So I have an ene in the name and I have prop in the name. What is that telling me? The prop tells me it's a 3-carbon molecule. And what kind of molecule is it? It's an alkene. Do you guys understand? Yes. Prop because of 3 and ene because of alkene, meaning there's a carbon-carbon double bond. Haya, not a question mark? Absolutely, you're absolutely right. So because it's an alkene, it has a carbon-carbon double bond. ठीक है. So let's draw, okay, not propene. Let's draw backwards, let's say, hexene and ethene and methene. Let's try drawing that one at a time. शुरू करें. Okay, this is how I draw hexene. I'll put 6 carbons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbons, and on one of them I'll put a double bond. I'll put it on the one at the end to make my life easier. Otherwise, if it gets too complicated, I'll forget things. So, you know, like, it's one of those things. I always, even subconsciously, I've trained myself to always put my phone in my right pocket and never put it anywhere else, so I never lose my phone. And what's worse from losing your phone is that scratching your phone. And I always put my car keys on my left pocket, so I'll never mix those two up. So my phone also never gets scratched even. I have phones that are 3 years old, which are pristine. So there's a systematic way to some things. If you just stick to it, you'll never make a mistake in your life. So I always try to my best, unless necessary, to put my functional group at the end. That's my rule. I hope you guys follow this rule. If you can think of a better rule, you guys can do it. Some like to do it at the top, but functional groups like OH and carboxylic acids do not look good when they're at the beginning, so I keep them all at the end. Okay. And now I'll try to draw hydrogens. Now, the first carbon can have 3 more bonds, the second carbon can have 2 more bonds, the third carbon can have 2 more bonds, the fourth carbon can have 2 more bonds. The second last carbon over here can have 1 more bond only because it already has 3 bonds. And the last carbon can have 2 more bonds because it already has 2 bonds. Be careful, because anyone doing it new will always make this mistake, will always add an extra bond. Okay? Be careful. I'm saying it once, I'll say it a few more times, but be aware of this mistake. Especially people who have their mocks in 2 weeks, right? Okay? I was just, that wasn't shade, Saad. I was just trying to be more inclusive. But that had a tone of throwing shade. Are you going to do all of organic last time? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Can I draw ethene next? Can I draw ethene next? Are you guys even drawing? I don't even know. I'm getting no feedback. I get no love sometimes. I try to draw the eth part because the eth is telling me 2 carbons, right? Then I try drawing the double bond. I can only make it here. Then I try to add bonds to it. I can only add 2 bonds to each of the carbons because they start with 4. Now you'll see this drawn as, you know, sometimes like this, or sometimes you'll see the bonds being drawn as this. and both are fine, both are acceptable. I actually like drawing it like this, but I have a feeling this might confuse people more than this one, so I resort to drawing this one, but whatever you guys want. Yes, Abdullah finally asked the question I was trying to trick you. How could you have methane? How could you have methane if you have one carbon? How could you have a carbon-carbon double bond? Where this go? This is not a thing. Methane does not exist. There is no such thing as methane. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand that there is no such thing as methane? It's only ethane. Clear? There's no me in theme. Who got that pun? That's such a bad pun. There is no me in theme. Anyone get that joke? It's so bad. Methane ain't a thing. Najia, online on YouTube, do you get? There's no me in theme. In theme, do you get it? No one's getting it? No methane. No methane. Death to methane. What is the formula of propene? What do you mean? Propene. Here we go. Have I done bachelor's in chemistry? No, I'm an engineer. I did my A-levels in chemistry. C3H6, yes. Oh, the molecular formula? Yeah, definitely. Definitely C3H6. Right? And because you already went there, let's say talk about hexene, which is C6H12, C2H4, and C, oops. All right? No methane. No one got my there's no me in theme joke. There's a saying, right? There's no me in team. That's a very motivational thing. That was the reference. No one got it. I'm disappointed. C3H5. 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 How'd you get? Your joke was good. What's Saad's joke? Rest in peace, methane. You will be missed. Thene is the sheriff kid that stays away. Oh, I get it. Okay, I didn't see that. I didn't read the entire thing. No, not a chemical engineer. Just a regular, everyday engineer. I'm not proud of being an engineer because I think my, I'm not ashamed of it. I just think I am not an engineer by my thought process. It's always, I'm a bit of an engineer. I'm very structured in my thinking, but I'm also creative, and Salt made a joke and it's so damn funny. So damn funny, so damn funny. Chemistry jokes, why did we stop with them? We buried our chemistry jokes. We bury them. Only alkene and alkanes are hydrocarbons. That is true, Arisha. Only alkanes and alkenes are hydrocarbons because a hydrocarbon will only have carbon and hydrogen. And you've seen that alcohols and carboxylic acids are not. Okay, let's continue. Enough wasting time. There is no me in theme. That's our catchphrase from now on. I'm putting it on the channel. ठीक है. How many of you want to see that as the channel's slogan? There's no me in theme. Okay, what do I want to do next? Okay. Now I think everyone can, so we wrote the formula for all hexenes, right? All the alkenes. So, and if you notice, it's just twice. It's just twice. the number of hydrogen is always the double of number of carbons. So for alkanes, the general formula is CnH2n plus 2, but for alkenes, the general formula is CnH2n. And that makes sense because that double bond causes 2 carbons to have 2 less hydrogens in total. Yeah? So the general formula for an alkene is CnH2n. So if I go back all the way to my question, all of these other hydrocarbons are alkenes because the number of hydrogen is double the number of carbons. Alkene, 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 alkene. Or more likely than not. Sarah, Akram, why do you want it to be cancelled? You have such good resources, right? No, I don't watch cricket. I'm actually very upset with the cricket because of the PSL. I get stuck in traffic a lot, so I can't go to work, I can't go to school. There's so many issues in my life because of cricket, because I live near the stadium. And I will never love cricket for the rest of my life because of that. I took that personally, right? I'm like Mike Tyson in that meme, and I took that personally. I'll take it personally, man. I get delayed for home after a hard day of work. I'm not going to forgive that for no reason, right? Sarah, don't worry. I say there's more than enough time, but we're trying our best to give you the best help we can. Just try not to stress. I'll tell you one advice which I think is true for most A-level and O-level kids when June is approaching. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Because with fear, you over-worry, and with fear, it paralyzes you to act. And I've seen people do well by studying just 1 month before O-levels, right? You can do it. It's so easy. Just do not, just do not be afraid of it. You try your best. Don't get anxious at all, right? Try your best without getting anxious. Just be horribly aware how anxious it makes you feel, and just try to say, if I do my best, you'll get the best result out of it. Karma will get you the best possible outcome, because life works that way. So Sarah, don't fret about it. Okay, let's come back here. Okay. Remember when we were talking about, okay, I'm going to skip naming some alkenes how we did for alkanes, because I think that's the same understanding and you guys will be able to do it. Okay, I'm going to talk about something else and moving on. There's one slight issue. Let's take a closer look at butane. This is my issue. What's my issue? What is my issue? What is my issue, people? Don't be sad, Noman, that your exams are near. Once you are done with your exam, once you've done well in your exam, nothing gives you that confidence. Actually, that's as a teacher, it's a bad thing because some people get overconfident and they're just, annoying in A levels. Don't get overconfident as well, but, just be humble about it. If it makes you anxious, talk about it to someone. Exams shouldn't make you anxious. Double bond should be at the end. Well, here are two molecules I'm showing you. It's not about should. These are two real molecules in real life. Let's just say, okay, it's not an actual diagram or a picture of a molecule, but let's just say it's a photograph of two actual alkenes. They're both alkenes. They both have the same formula. C4H10, right? They're both alkenes, but they're not the same. They are not the same molecule. They're fundamentally different. Isomer is right, but we're trying to not see isomers. But yeah, isomers. Okay, fine. Isomers. They're isomers, right? An isomer is something that has the same molecular formula but has a different structure. Now, will these two behave differently in any way? How are they isomers? They're isomers because their structure is not matching. Well, for one thing, can you tell if I have another molecule, let's say, if I have another molecule over here, the glowing one, does this match this one? Does it match A or does it match B? What do you think? The glowing one, assume you didn't see me copy it, which one is it matching? And which one does it not match? It matches A, it does not match B. You were able to tell the difference. So they're fundamentally different molecules, right? Because their structure is different. One has a double bond in the center, one has a double bond in the side. Yes? They're fundamentally the same molecule. They'll undergo all their chemical reactions will be the same because their functional group is identical, right? But there will be ever so slight differences because their structure is different. They'll arrange themselves differently, and what ends up being changed normally is their physical properties rather than their chemical properties. They'll have slightly different melting and boiling points. Okay, are you with me so far? You're welcome, Sarah. Please do. Whatever in life, whatever makes you anxious. I'm a very anxious person, I've realized in general. But I've tried to, once I know I'm anxious, that makes me less anxious as a person. Inception, right? So it helps me, whatever helps you. Okay, more power to you. You guys get this? Okay. Now, you're not strictly asked this, but I'll tell you how they're named differently. The first one, what you say is, you number the carbons. You can either number the carbons from here, you start numbering your carbons to identify where the double bond is, or you could name it ulta. How would you prefer to number it? You'll try to number it from the carbon which has the functional group closest to the edge, right? So you start with the carbon that will give you the functional group with the closer to the lesser numbered carbon, if that makes sense. So this functional group is on the right hand side, so I'll start numbering it from here. I'll say it's 1, this is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, this is carbon number 3, this is carbon number 4. Does this make sense? This is a little complicated than what we've done. Spam, yes, if you guys agree, so I can move on to the next point. And I am dying for some water. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So once I know this, once I've numbered this is butene, but I would like to highlight where my functional group is. The functional group is on the first carbon, between the first and the second carbon. So I'll use the lower number. I'll say this is but 1-ene. Does that make sense? This is but 1-ene. The ene is the highlighting that it's an alkene or a carbon-carbon double bond. The 1 before the ene highlights where that carbon-carbon double bond is. It's trying to say it's in the first carbon, which means the first and the second carbon, right? Now type spam crystal if this makes sense to you guys. Oh, don't type spam crystal. Give me the name of the second hydrocarbon drawn over here. What do you think should be the name of this hydrocarbon? Type that if this makes sense. Mesam doesn't get it, it's all right. Rida gets it. Arisha kind of gets it. She's not confident, but she gets it. Butane, 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 butane. Okay. People are saying this is butane. Because the carbon-carbon double bond, if I try to number it, I can name it from here. I can start numbering it from here, or I could start numbering it from here. But if you realize this is in the dead center, so if I name this molecule is symmetrical from the left hand side and the right hand side. So if I start numbering it from here or there, it won't make any difference. So I'll just pick any. I'll just go with this sequence and I get but 2-ene, because the number, you pick the lower number, you won't pick 3. 3 would imply it's here. That's incorrect still, and I'll tell you why. But this is but 2-ene. Does that make sense? Mesam, what say you? Why is my AC so warm? Is Mesam still confused? There's a dash between but and 2. Numbers and letters will have dashes for clarity. Mesam, you're not saying anything? You got it? Okay. Now let me try my best to confuse you. I apologize in advance for confusing you guys. But I like to troll. I'm a troll by nature. I will do it. So here's me trying to confuse you. Let's see if you can answer it. Try naming this, ladies and gents. Try naming this, ladies and gents. Try naming this, ladies and gents. Why not but 3-ene? Why not but 3? Absolutely, everyone got but 1-ene correctly. It's the first one mirrored, absolutely. It's the same molecule and it's mirrored yahan pe. So literally I picked up the molecule and I flipped it over, right? And it's the same molecule that's written ulta. Right? So this is why you start with the functional carbon naming where the functional group will have the smallest number or wherever the functional group is. ठीक है? Does that make sense? I am trying my best to confuse you guys even more. What is this? What is this? What is this? A what? A what? A what is this? A what? I think we should have an intro song and an outro song. Like a you know, Beatles song. If I put it on, I think we'll get, what's the word? Prop 1 prop 1 prop 1. What about this? Same. So here's my question. Isn't it kind of useless to call it prop 1 because there will never be a prop 2 Yeah. Is that a concern? So will this be called prop 1 or just propene? Because there will never be a prop 2 you'll just call it. Do you get the difference? Like there's no methane, there's no prop 1 if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Propene is just fine, it's efficient. You don't say prop 1 It's useless, exactly. Zen gets it, it's useless. So technically, why would you have a naming system? Do you guys get it? Say I love meth if you don't get it. Methane doesn't exist, but prop 1 is just an incorrect name for something that already does exist. Massam doesn't get it. He loves math. Okay. Haya is a little confused? Okay. I love maths. I like maths. Yeah. Haya is a little confused. Good that you're asking if people are more confused. Let's ask some questions. We're already exceeding our time by a lot. Let's ask this question. If this is clear, we'll end class. Cocaine, I love me some Coke 2. Coke 0. That's how I roll. Unilever Brothers. That's how I roll. I think Coke is by Unilever. Does it say Unilever at the back of Coca-Cola cans? Both are propene. See, the idea is that you name when there is a confusion of where the double bond is. So the double bond could be here, here, or here, right? Now, do you understand it's redundant? Because these two are the same molecule, there will never be a but 3 Do you guys understand that? Haya and Mesam? Do you guys get that? Yes, there will never be a but 3 because it's the same molecule. Over here, these two are the same molecules. It's the same thing. I picked it up, flipped it, put it back down. It's the same thing, right? It's ulta. So there will never, so either the bond could be here or it could be here. But isn't that the, if I make it here, isn't that the same thing flipped over? It is. So womp womp. There will never be a prop 1 because there will never be a prop 2 You got it? Haya, do you get it? Oh, okay, both get it. ठीक है. Any more questions? You guys got it? I feel like taking organic and doing 2 hours of organic and just, you know, doing that. ठीक है, but we won't do that. Let's organic easy. Yes, easy. Let's end the day with that. That's my word of the day. Organic easy. Let's end it here, guys. All right. Thank you for coming. Leave a like on YouTube. 17. I don't like that number. It's a prime number. Let's make that 20. Also, if you guys have any questions, let me know. You know, on Teaching Circle or on YouTube. We'll try to answer it. I think today was a good class. You're welcome, Zen. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye, guys. Take care. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. All right, signing out. How do I sign out? My app's all over the place. Bye bye, guys. Thank you for joining. Bye bye. Peace.